Good afternoon. It is February the 15th, 2018. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trade's not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. So, we liked the Emini. Our number 2 buy zone was 86 to 91. That was buy 2. Just touched the top of it. Our sell zone this morning was 14 to 19. We caught that. So number 1 sell zone, number 2 buy zone. It's the way that it works. So we're not too interested in getting long against 2700. We're interested in our number 2 area down there. So just start to understand how we look at the market, where support and resistance are. If a number 1 resistance level holds, we should get to a number 2 support. We don't know how long it's going to take, but it just happens all the time. This afternoon we were calling for higher prices into the close after 2 Central. Made a new high at 14:03 Central Time, so that prog was correct. Now, looking at our F1, it's going to say find a place to buy it. Higher low, higher high. Looking at F2, and we talked about this P being put in backwards. And what do I mean by that? Well, the strongest P's you open, you run, and that's what they look like. If you get a P on a selling day and we don't develop a trend day down, it's long liquidation. Day trade shorts. And that's what we had, and we happened to get into our 86.91 buy zone. That was buy number 2, and we liked it. So here we are. We had identified 27 as a stopping point. We do get above that. The market has not closed, so 29 to 34, sell 1. 39 to 44, sell 2. On the buy side, the overnight session high was assuming close here, we'll make it 21 to 16 for Globex. And $6 to 11, picking up that area right there for buy 2. Okay, Treasury's held in there pretty good today, and I don't have a fundamental reason. The news was all negative for Treasuries today, so. But hold in it did. Bottom didn't fall out of the market. We do have lower highs and a lower low, so number 1, F1 screen to say find a place to sell it. So P in a down market without a trend day up is short covering. Got a little bit of that. Day trade longs and short covering. Last rotate up was 15, so 15.19. Kind of where we were this morning. Sell 1. 23.27, sell 2. 5 to 9, buy 1. Then 29 to 01 for buy 2. It's where support and resistance are right now at this moment. the news that we have to drive tomorrow's trading. Housing starts plus 1.23, could come in lower. Permits 1.30, could come in lower. Import prices up 0.6. Crude oil is a factor. Export prices up 0.3. Weak dollar certainly offsets that. Consumer sentiment 95.5. But it's interesting. The sentiment numbers have not been anywhere as close as business optimism, consumer confidence. So this one could actually come in lower. E-commerce up 3.6% previously, so they'll be looking for a beat on that. And Baker Hughes rig count could come in higher, 1,300 and 975. So we don't have the thaw in Canada. I guess the housing start information and consumer sentiment will be the news focus. The ice breaking up in the thaw in Canada is actually mid-April through mid-May. So they can still transport and move stuff around in Canada and drill where and when they like. When things go soggy, it's a couple of months there for things to dry out before they can transport once again. Looking at the 30-year, last rotate up started at 02, so we'll make the buck to 04.1, sell 7 to 11, and then 15 to 19. It's hard for me to see treasuries trading higher. 20 to 24, number 1. 13 to 17 by 1, and then 1 to 5 by 2. Let them get stops beneath the current low. Looking at gold, trying to trade higher. So stops above 1365. It's within reach. Definitely lost some momentum to the upside, but F1 says find a place to buy it. See how quiet we are today. So F2 says find a place to buy it. So we'll make 59 to 61, sell 1. Resistance is 65, so 64, 66, sell 2. On the buy side, we had 50 to 52. We're at 57 right now. Let's make 52, 54, buy 1. And we'll make 48 to 50, buy 2. Crude oil. And definitely have a higher low and a higher high than yesterday. F1 says buy it. I'm I'm always amazed at how quickly the worm turns with the financial press. And let's go to nickels on this so we can. Everything was rosy a week ago, and now market starts to sell, and we start to get negative articles out on stock indexes and crude oil. And the gist of the articles right now are pretty bearish in tone on crude, U.S. supply, and then Russia today, thank you Sonny, came out and said that they're in talks with Saudi Arabia to enter long-term agreements on the crude oil market, so that would be supportive. Whether they do it or not, it's a different matter. So 50 to 75 is sell 1, that's resistance. 62, 62.25 is sell 2. On the buy side, last rotate start at 90. We're at 41, right, for our 42, so 61, 61 and a quarter buy 1. 60, 50, 60, 75 buy 2. And the euro was strong again today. So definitely higher, definitely moving up on F1. F2 probably going to show the same thing. And we have a wrap. This is a neutral day, so when we get a neutral day, try to go up, try to go down. We look for a move out of the middle, so perhaps an I period started out of the middle. If we did a 5-minute split, we would have a move right out of the middle in I period. So a little bit higher in Globex, so maybe 40 to 50, let them get stops above 50, sell 1. 75 to 85, sell 2. Allows them to get stops above that high right there at 25. Looks like 125.80. On the buy side, 25 even, 25.10 by 1. And then 75 by 2. Okay, that'll do it for this Feb 15th. See you bright and early in the morning. I'm out of here.